Right now, my current issue, respecting, loving, and appreciating who I am. I feel like if I show you what my flaws are, you now can see me. I'm a fraud, and I'm not really this great person. I'm an extremely
and then we end up backing away
person.
from you. What is the real you? Like, what does that even mean?
You got to be willing to be, and I struggle with this all the time, but be comfortable with yourself. Like understanding your own flaws and be willing to tap into those. I'm scared of my own flaws.
Me too.
Like I'm terrified of them. I'm like all the time. I want to like just mask them and just stay away from them all the time. I don't
fight them as if they don't even exist.
Exactly.
It's like, nigga, that's not how they go away.
Yeah,
I'll come home and I'll sit down and I'll get a shower and I'll put something on the TV and I'm just like, man, go ahead and tap in an hour. Give an hour to yourself to figure out life and what the next move is. And I'm like, I don't want to even do this. I don't even want to do this.
But I
don't want to say nothing bad about myself. I don't want to know because I know what's wrong with me. But when I start thinking about it, I'm like, I'm not going to be able to sleep.
Man, not even that. But
I'm not going to be able to sleep. I'm not going to be able to be able to have fun. I'm not going to be able to do what I want. So
exactly,
let's wait till tomorrow.
Yeah, see.
And then tomorrow comes and then
but life,
the next day.
But life doesn't like, you know what I'm saying? Like most people don't even have to reflect because what's his problem? But he was coaching too much. You know what I'm saying? He goes out and he drinks when his kid's not around. You know what I'm saying? Like, life can give you excuses why you don't have to. You know what I mean? Just be like, you just look around in society, you're like, oh, I'm not as bad as this, or I'm not as bad as that.
Yeah, but that's terrible, though. I hate that excuse. I hate that. That's
Again,
a terrible excuse.
Oh, deflection.
It's easy with social media.
As long as I'm doing better, as long as I'm doing better than these people or that person or that person, I'm okay.
You're setting yourself up for failure.
You're setting yourself, 100% you are.
You're being the smartest person in the room.
Right,
which is dangerous.
It is terrible. And I catch myself doing it too. I catch myself, I'm like, okay, I'm doing this, I'm coaching, I'm taking care of the kids, I'm having a good,
Because we do that all the time whenever, like, you'll literally hit me and be like, I worked out today. Nah. And I felt the same way. Like, if I was, like, younger and I was working out, whatever, you know what I'm saying? Like, if I accomplished these 3 things, I deserve to get drunk. Or I deserve to do this or something I shouldn't be doing. You know what I mean?
I put in some time. I did something a little bit different than most people that I know are doing.
Yeah. And then you're like, man, I got work, man. I'm cool. Like, I got
quiet has kept the whole world's doing it besides your friends.
Exactly.
Hey, yo, I ain't gonna lie, bro. I'm addicted to it now.
To what?
Like
podcasting?
Uncovering my issues. I'm addicted.
What issues could Murray possibly have?
Listen, bro, like when I realized that there's a direct connection between
he just masks his insecurities.
I bet
he just bought
so he
could YouTube making a Porsche.
He bought bigger shirts.
Because them nipples
definitely mask insecurities. For sure. I realized that there was a direct connection between like where I'm not at and whatever that issue is. I was like, oh wait. Like I started just putting time into shit. And every single time, and I'm not even lying, every single time I uproot an issue, remove it, or replace it with a better habit, here comes another fucking opportunity. And I'm like, so this is now a part of my business plan. Like, yo, what the is going on with me right now? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Uncover that shit.
See,
here comes another opportunity.
I don't even understand how, like, that to me
the drive.
So vague.
The drive.
But what issue? 2, he's like, yeah, whenever I do this and I replace
you really think because Murdy does well?
No, I don't know what he does. I know nothing about Murdy.
And see, this is what I talked about earlier. Like, I'm not
really have no idea. Like everybody, like just because you're doing well, like doesn't mean like.
No, I just don't know the process. Issues. Like he's saying, how'd you do that? Like, how did that happen? Like, what did you do?
I'll give you an example. When we first started this podcast, I used to be butthurt after every single episode because it felt like, dang, they don't respect me. They can't hear me. Like, what's up? I be saying shit and they're not listening to me. All of this stuff, like my confidence, my insecurities. I'm like, what the boom, boom, like.
Because he wasn't that funny.
Super insecure. Like, even my words, like, I'm like, man, they ain't hear me at all. Right? So.
Never felt like that.
There was. That's the thing. There'll be moments where Ty might say something that might not hit. You might say something that might not hit. But I'm taking it personal within myself as if I'm not a man, I'm worthless. All of these things. I'm like, yo, what the fuck is this shit? You feel me? That's one of those moments. Looking at it like, yo, confidence, like, in your past? Like, then the aspect of, okay, why am I terrible at being a leader? Like, why can't I hold my co-hosts accountable? Why can't I build this and get them to do things like, yo, being a better leader? Like, things like that. Like, yo, you have an issue with being assertive, getting things done with people. You need to get to the root of that. Once you get to the root of that and figure that out, I got another opportunity for you. You feel what I'm saying?
Okay, that makes sense.
That's what I mean.
Is that why you fired Rico?
My issues.
I was so glad that you held on to that.
Yeah.
No.
I got that.
You, because you, like when Job doesn't agree with something, his body language just starts going crazy. He's like, God, God, shut up, Mert. Like, but you listened.
He said he wants to know.
Well, it's just like, give me an example. That was an example. Like, that's all I need. Like, okay, and then he didn't say exactly how you got to the root of it, but I mean, the root of it is I have to talk to myself about it. I have to give myself the time to deal with, okay, what is this? And am I overthinking it or whatever? You know what I'm saying? Let me go read back. Let me go back and watch.
Right now, my current issue, I don't even know how to word it, might be self-love. Like actually respecting, loving, and appreciating who I am. That's why I said earlier, it's like, I realize I'm not really a good friend in a sense of reaching out to other people. I feel like if I show you what my flaws are, you now can see me and you can see how flawless I am and how I'm a fraud and I'm not really this great person. I'm an extremely
and then we end up backing away from you.
Huh?
Then we'll end up backing away from you.
Yeah, I just feel like, you won't feel like I'm shit.
So you're scared of anybody knowing the real Mert.
The real me. And this is what I realized, like, because last week I said some shit and it didn't hit at one of the meetings, and everything I say always hits. And it just like sunk me. I'm like, yo, what is wrong with you, bruh? You know what I mean?
I'm the same way. I don't want nobody to know the real me ever.
And you say this to me all the time, and I still don't understand that.
But those things.
Well, you said I said that to you?
Yeah, you're always like, nobody really knows you, Job.
No one does.
And I think that harms us because it's currently harming me. And I've been, like, I pray about my shit.
I feel like it's just being a guy.
Huh?
Just being a guy. Like, that's how life
I get that on the level.
Goes.
I get that on the level. That's not right, though. No, it's not the right way to live.
You have to understand, like, when you ask.
Who you are is just a concept of some bullshit that means you need to just go get some shit done. You know what I mean?
What do you mean get some shit done?
Like, whatever you going through. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Oh, you don't want nobody to know you, but it's like you have a responsibility just to, I guess, mash into this life. Like, you taking the time for you, I mean, it just sounds like corny as hell. Like, I don't even know what you're talking about.
What do you mean by taking time for you?
Like, what is the real you? Like, what does that even mean?
Okay, so basically,
you're saying as a man, we don't have options. We don't have options to be able to tap into ourselves. We just got to live
like this. This is who you are.
No,
this is you. That is
me wanting to hide my flaws is not the real me, and it's holding me back and not giving people true value. Me presenting myself as this Mert who's just grinding and successful is not helping anybody at all, because if I show how truly flawed I am, times how hard I work on those flaws, and that's why things are growing the way they are, that adds value to other people. But if I just sit back and present myself as just this perfect thing like Michael Jordan did, people don't really realize
or how a lot of people do
it. You have no idea how much you help women out. You help women out more than men.
The hoe whisperer.
Okay.
Yeah, you got to expand on that. You can't just leave that there.
I've had women come up to me and they say that you speak to them. You do. You do. The words, the way you say your stuff, you come off as
very
that
meaningful.
Man. Yeah.
Very purposeful.
Yeah. So they're like, oh, okay, so I can understand. I can receive his information. I don't think I've ever had a guy come up to me and say.
And I think that's because guys can see through us. And guys are like, yeah.
And guys don't respect. They're just like, whatever, dude.
He got some shit, other shit going on.
Like, when I look at Russell Wilson, I can tell Russell Wilson got some shit going on.
Easily.
Like, he's not comfortable with himself.
Easily.
There's some shit.
I think he's the most himself, and that's the problem.
You think so?
Yeah, like, he's the problem. Like, he's the most genuine himself, and he's been able to operate in this manner this whole time, and probably have those behind the scenes moments where he like loses his mind. That's probably why he disses like people. I can't stand it though, because I'm like, because everybody else just seems fake.
Yeah, I don't think it's the real him. I don't think he's comfortable with himself.
It almost can't be.
And but yeah, I think the more my next level is figuring out how to live honestly in my flaws and just be raw with that shit. And I think that'll attract more people, especially men who are like, yo, I got the same flaws.
Trying to accept.
You feel what I'm saying? And this is how you overcame it. Okay, you worked hard. All you did was work hard. That's all I did was work hard. You know what I mean? And figured this out, and I believed I could remove this habit.
Why do that when you could just go get booze down and just
because
push that shit down?
One more, especially when you have kids and stuff like that. So like, there's things that you have to do to make sure the kids see that you're progressing in a different kind of life.
And if I'm not growing, I get super depressed. If good things aren't happening, like if there ain't no,
you can't just stand in place and be like, "This feels good."
No.
I'm making money. I've got my wife. I've got my kids. Like that to me is like
it's never been that.
I just always wanted like
I was working at a group home.
Life was the simplest life.
$15 an hour, paying. I'm choosing between which bill is important to pay this month.
You'd think he'd have made it by now.
You know what I'm saying? Like
just
struggling, like suffering, like depending on my wife to pay. Like there was nothing about that could bring that. Now, if I'm in a position where, I'm taking care of everything, maybe, but I was never in that position.
Until recently, you said.
Yeah. And if I'm in that position and I'm not growing financially.
If you're not pushing that, so you financially.
That shit puts me in a rut, almost like the episode we had. Where you're just feeling like, am I even a man? Like, I can't even do man shit.
But that's how what it is, though, because, like, nothing's the way it was, like, before, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, your ceiling's only but so high, especially in this area. You know what I mean? Like, I know that just like doing job searches, I'm like, oh, they're really just giving out like.
I don't think your ceiling. I disagree with you.
The whole energy in that statement.
Yeah. I don't agree.
I'm just saying.
I don't agree with that.
I'm just saying, like you're more controlled by the outside.
Who, me?
No, just people, like society in general. You know what I'm saying? Like you're in and
I can't settle for that.
Here. Okay, I see that.
For that.
Right, so you say you want to do more, you want to do this, but it's like,
and I realized there is no ceiling if you can figure out what I hate to use the word purpose. If you can figure out what your purpose is, the shit is endless. Now that I'm operating fully in my purpose,
that sounds crazy.
Now that I'm operating fully in my purpose, I went to a random meeting the other week. They loved the way I spoke. They called me up. They said, "We heard you do video. We got this thing. Our budget's $3,000 just for you to come film 4 hours. Let us know if that's enough or if you need more." Like, because I'm operating in my purpose, the opportunities are just endless. You feel what I'm saying?
Damn.
So there is no ceiling if you're operating in your
all
purpose.
You gotta have is a camera?
No, but it's just like, a camera and
we
knew murder, like we saw
a camera this coming and then just say
him.
Like, and when you just did it, all you gotta do is just act aesthetically in these moments and do that. If you do
and
that,
say certain words that are on the internet.
If you act like this and you say it like this, people's gonna feel what you say.
I know what the women want to hear.
You point to the camera. You point to the camera.
Then you gotta come back strong.
Yeah.
Then you gotta
because you don't even know, man. You have a purpose in life.
But here's the thing, though. Like, if Ty asked me what his purpose in life would be, I'd be like, I don't know, bro. I guess just raising your families, doing what you're supposed to. If you would have asked me what your purpose in life is, I saw this a long time ago. I think everybody saw you coming.
But I didn't.
Because you had a passion before anybody had a passion.
I'm over here.
You did have a passion before anyone had a passion in life.
You progressed like from music to recording to
I wasn't
videos.
operating in my purpose, and that's probably why the music didn't succeed.
How did you even feel like that? Because we would see this.
I'm gonna tell you exactly why. Because I was trying to please every single crowd. I was trying to please the streets. I'm trying to please the ladies. I'm trying to please the conscious crowd. I'm trying to give everybody everything, and a friend of everyone is a friend of no one. You feel what I'm saying?
That hurt my feelings personally.
That hurt mine a little bit too.
I didn't embody.
That's definitely.
I didn't embody my true self and my true brand and operate in my purpose with the music. And I continuously just got passed by. Nobody, you can't build if you're not operating. Well, you can build if you're not operating in your purpose. But things grow a lot faster and you take off when you're fully in your purpose. And that's really who you are. If you're operating fully in who you are, trying to figure that out and growing, the opportunities just keep coming.
Well,
I think it's very hard to figure that out.
It's almost impossible.
People never. 20 minutes a day.
People never do.
To figure out, like not operating in your purpose, to figure out what your purpose is.
Yes.
Right, and how many things are you gonna have to do? And what's the issue?
It's damn near impossible because what it is right.
Yeah,
it's like this. Whenever you're around,
we saw his purpose coming.
Like I don't even think people even know what they like.
They don't.
This is what I'm saying. Like, I like the same dumb shit. Like, what am I doing? I tell people all the time. Just the other night, somebody was like, "Oh yeah, he thinks he's a podcaster now," and I was just my answer to everything is, this is just part of Murdy's progression. You know, this. He's been building these blocks for as long as I can remember.
He pissed me off with that, but he does it all the time.
That's that law of attraction shit.
No, but I'm just saying,
he does it all the time.
The secret.
This is his.
He's like, oh yeah, this is Merds.
This is Merds. This is Merds, baby.
It's a cop out.
It is a cop out.
And to not truly, because you don't truly understand how far this can go. And
I don't believe in it, but
right. And that's why you don't look at it as like if you got a job at Columbia Gas, you'd be like, yeah, I'm in Columbia Gas. You would be able to take pride in that because you know the greatness that comes from
the security that comes from that, not greatness, but
you can't see it from this. Once you can see it from this, that's probably when we're going to blow up.
So how is this going to be? How is this going to be our purpose? And this is already your purpose, like
because
we can be. We're going to all be purposeful.
Podcast. We all own the Know It All podcast. Witted Media operates on the production
on a whole different end.
Still don't even have no.
Know It Alls is a business in itself that we could turn into a full on monster. You feel what I'm saying? Like for instance, right? There's this thing.